Given that it has not only anti-champion capabilities this season, as well as some extreme subclass synergy with any of your favourite endgame builds, it truly is surprising that the Drifter has kept this one a secret. Maybe it's because Gambito is in shambles, but the Qua Xaphan Void high impact frame machine gun is definitely an LMG of all time, and I think it's worthy of a slot in your loadout. You might say nothing can be better than Commemoration, and as super strong as that is, this is literally the only and first LMG that can do this. Destabilizing rounds is that reason, and I think it puts this at the top of the table of must-have machine guns. Given it's a newish perk, it's slowly become top tier on a number of popular endgame viable weapons, and so it's what makes this LMG worth farming for. Weapon final blows will apply volatile to enemies within a 6.5 meter radius. This is perfect for huge add clear potential, which is what most LMGs are used for these days, but with this you're adding the potential for huge area effect and damage over time that will not only make trash adds super easy to clean up, but also boost your DPS on champions and bosses alike. Volatile lingers on targets for about 10 seconds, and dealing damage to a volatile enemy will trigger a volatile explosion at about a rate of every 1 second. You can see the build crafting synergy already with this machine gun, but what makes this machine gun even more special is the perk synergy it can build itself. Wildcard is one of the newer origin traits this season, and I think it's a must have if it's on literally any weapon. Final blows have a chance to create Telesto style experimental submunitions. The amount created is actually tied to the tier of enemy defeated, with 1 for minors, 3 for elites, 5 for mini bosses and 7 for bosses. These linger for 10.5 seconds and explode when enemies are in close proximity. The beauty with these Telesto bolts though is that they will inherit and trigger destabilizing rounds from the machine gun itself. You could have moved your point of focus to another group of enemies, but if another wave spawns and treads over your leftover submunitions, these will literally do all of the work for you, with potential for spreading volatile to nearby enemies, and they clearly just add to the potency of this endgame ready machine gun. Chuck it into a Bribeind's Warlock Void setup, or even use it to trigger constant health regen through the Bastion aspect paired with Action War Rigs, or even just use the ever trusted Falcons to double down on the Void explosions. Now fortunately you can even build craft out of your builds even more so with this LMG thanks to the fact that it's a ritual weapon. It's one of several top tier LMGs that have come to the game since the start of the Witch Queen, but only a few are easily obtainable, and arguably there's none more so than this. It drops like candy from Gambit, and you can farm it till your heart's content with your Gambito engrams at the Drifter in the tower. But as a bonus, the more times you reset your rank at the Drifter, there's a higher chance at getting the perk combos you desire, because you can get double and even triple perk rolls on it. That means you don't even just have to settle for destabilizing rounds, but you can even lean further into potential high DPS builds by keeping an eye out for target lock along with triple tap for some eye-watering damage potential. You can then pair destabilizing rounds with field prep or clown cartridge, and even go further with solid standout perks like Frenzy, Firing Line or the OG popular Rampage. You can't really go wrong with any of the above perk combos, and if you look out with a 3 out of 3 god roll in the final column, you'll wonder why this wasn't an exotic instead of this piece of shit. With Void always endgame ready though, why don't you chuck your newly found god roll into this Void Warlock build next?